Good morning, my fellow family, friends, and colleagues. And this is your girl, Dr. Charity, aka the Queen of Divas, and I'm here to give you your weekly encouragement on today. Now, even though today may not be the sunniest and brightest day that we would love to see and expect, it is still a great day. It's a great day that I'm hoping that you're going out there pressing for and working for towards what you deserve and desire because it's there for you. It's waiting on you. You're not waiting on it. And it's still glorious regardless of what it looks like outside. It's still beautiful. It's still motivation within the atmosphere to press into what is yours. Because you got to realize you got to work and do it now because tomorrow is not promised for anybody. You don't know when you may come and may have to alternate and adjust and go a different route to obtain this very thing that is right in front of your face today. So just think about that starting today. What can I do today, not tomorrow? Do as much as you can. Don't overwork yourself, but do as much as you can today. Just a little tip, little tip. Just that's not the weekly encouragement. Just a little tip to give to you on today. Well, on today, I had a great week of last week, and I heard something that was just phenomenal that I ended up even discussing amongst with my own father, and I ended up applying it myself into my very life. And when I saw the outcome, I was amazed. So it stuck in me all week, and I'm about to pass that on to you. And it's nothing but a motivating question. That's all it is today. I'm going to give you a motivating question to ask yourself and really, really let it sink inside your mind of whether am I doing this or am I holding back? So just tune in, give me a few minutes of your time and just listen with an attentive ear into what I'm giving you on today. So if I had to give this weekly encouragement a title, it would be simple, 2 words. Will you? That's it. The good one is just something to think about, right? Will you? Just let it resonate and really reflect on today, beginning today, and ask yourself, will I? Well, for anybody out there that's watching and saying, Dr. Charity, will I what? What are you talking about? Will I what? Okay, that don't even make no sense. Will I what? You ain't, that is, okay, I'm lost. I understand and I'm with you. And I'm glad you asked because I'm about to elaborate right on that. So, we as human beings, as I've been telling you all along this journey, what we're wanting and desiring and knowingly that we deserve, understand that it may be right, even though some of it may be down a little further than what we expect, there are most of it that's right in front of our eyes. And a lot of times we say we don't know that it's there. And sometimes we don't. But I found out this week that there's a lot of times where we know it's behind that door. But a lot of times as human beings, it's what we got to do before we turn that knob to open that door, or what we got to do once we open that door and get to the other side. That's usually what turns most human beings off and make them settle for what they just came out of or what they just achieved instead of going to the next big thing. Well, I heard this week rather, from a Pastor Mike Jr. about 2 phrases. Could I or would I? And he basically implemented that if there was something there to do and you said you couldn't do it, is that because you can't do it or just won't do it? And when he broke that down, I really thought about that thing. And I said to myself, there's a lot of things even in my own personal life. It wasn't because, even though I said I couldn't do it, there was a lot of things in my life. It was because I refused to take and make the sacrifice to do it because it was outside of my own comfort zone and I didn't prefer it. But then I realized It's the very thing that you refuse to do, never try or attempt to do, the very thing that you won't do, that is the very thing that's the actual ticket to whatever you desire and know you deserve. That's the very one thing that you gotta do to get to it. But it's an obstacle most of us don't want to deal with. Most of the time, that's how you have to get to the next level. You got to do something uncomfortable. You got to make a sacrifice, and you got to attempt to do something out of the norm and usual. And most human beings run away from it like a Jerry from a Tom. But I'm telling you, beginning today, the question is, will you? Ask yourself, will I? Will I do it? Because I know what's on the other side. But am I willing to actually do what I need to do to get it? Because I've been telling you all along, it's waiting on the other side. It's waiting right in front of your eyes. The only thing you got to do is either do the obstacle that is required before opening the door, or do the obstacle that's required once you turn that knob. But a lot of times you'll find out it wasn't impossible to do. It's not as hard as you think. The only thing you got to do is just try. So, to all my weekly encouragement listeners, today, beginning today, my encouragement to you, after asking yourself that question, will I? Then take this next one, this encouragement to heart. Just try. I don't care how hard and impossible it looks on the outside to you. You'll be surprised at what is on the inside when you're put under pressure. You'll be surprised at what comes out. And I'm a living witness. I'll give you just a tidbit. I don't like to write. I dread writing. I dread any kind of work that ain't got no fun to it. But you'll be surprised if I laid out how much paperwork I do in my profession now. And even as a student, if I gave you and showed you the videos, the thesis and the dissertations I had to write, you would read it and look at me and say, "This won't you, Charity. This sounds like a doctor. The verbiage, the way, the outline, the template. Who did you write this?" Yeah. The way I carry myself when I talk to clients, you would look at me and say, "Oh my God. Trust me, it ain't nothing that I feel comfortable. It's something I want to do, but it's nothing that feels comfortable doing. This is a pressure. This is a lot of pressure that comes down on you." But I made up my mind I wanted to be the best. This is what I asked God to give me the opportunity to do. And since I have the opportunity, I'm going to do it regardless of how it feels. I'd rather do it and watch myself fail than not do it and find out later I could have succeeded, but it's too late. And that's the thing that I need you to let it resonate today. Is it truly I cannot do it or I will not do it? Because for all of us, the opportunity eventually does come around. But a lot of times we don't want to pay the price to what it costs to get that very thing once it comes. But today, the question is, will I? Will you do it? Me, I do it for the sake of my kids and for the sake of the fact that I want to be the best that I can be, and I know what I was called to be. That's why I'm doctor in training, Charity. So today, I want you to take that to heart and ask yourself the question, will I? And then just try, because it's not impossible. It's doable. You just have to put your mind and your heart into it because you can do it. Well, that's all I got for you on today. But tune in next week for another weekly encouragement. Subscribe to Lady Superwoman on YouTube for all of your weekly encouragements. And remember that the motivating question today is, will I? And once you realize that you can and you will, then just try. Because guess what? It's right in front of your face. Don't be scared of the obstacle. Don't run away. because what you want is right after that obstacle. It's yours today. I love you.